Welcome back, everyone. Bourgie86 back, bringing you part 2 of my 30 films of 2015 list. I'm doing this in 2 parts. If you haven't watched the first video of this because of my internet connection, it won't upload a big file for some weird reason. So I decided to do this in 2 parts. So the second part is this one. The first part is in my channel below. I'll leave the link if you haven't watched it already. So check it out. So you can see the first part of this list, of course. So the first part was 30 through 16. This part will be the last 15 of the list. So other than that, let's get into it. At number 15, we have a French film which is very reminiscent of Italian cinema. As you know, I'm a huge Italian cinema fan with, of course, like all the greats like Argento, Martino, Bava, Fulci. And this film is really a love letter to Italian cinema, especially that dark, atmospheric, like gothic, like atmospheric Fulci. And that would be Horsehead. If you haven't seen this film yet, it's pretty much a film where a lot of people don't really know what the fuck happens in the film. It really is like a weird story and plot to the film because it is pretty much a nightmare, and it does have some disturbing and beautiful imagery at the same time with its colors and schemes, which is rarely reminiscent of Bava and Argento, and its atmosphere, which is really influenced by Fulci. And with that being said, also Katerina McCall, who was the star of the Gates of Hell trilogy, is actually in this film, and she does an awesome job at playing a bitch. Yes, she's really, really a bitch in this film, but she does it so well, and it's great that she's in this because it is a little Italian cinema love letter, and who better to have in this film than the star of the Gates of Hell trilogy. So yeah, Horsehead at number 15. At number 14, we have another slasher on the list. And that slasher is from Australia, and it goes by the title of Charlie's Farm. Really, really, really great slasher film. If you like your bulk, like Victor Crowley / Jason Voorhees type killers, this is a film for you. With its killer played by Nathan Jones, who is fucking awesome in this film and a fucking beast. Really does an awesome job, and it has Kane Hodder is also in this film, and Tara Reid, who isn't my favorite actress per se. I don't think she's really a lot of people's favorite actress, but she does a decent job in this film. I won't lie. I usually don't like her I don't like her as an actress at all normally, but she does all right in this film. If you like your slashes, you gotta see Charlie's Farm, especially. It's fucking awesome, and it takes place in Australia, and of course has that Australian outback look to it. Charlie's Farm, number 14. At number 13, we have a film which also is very influenced by Italian cinema, and that is Invalid by Dustin Mills. Really, really great film. With his camera work in this film is really well done. It does bring back the memories of all the old Italian Argento, Fulci, and Bava films. And it's a really, really interesting story, I have to say, with this comatose guy played by Brandon Sockhill, who has this telepathic connection with his sister, and some crazy shit happens. But some great performances, Dave Parker's in this, and Dustin Mills actually acts in this too, and he does actually a really good job. Really, really interesting in film, and it has some beautiful imagery and shots. Really well done. Awesome film, Invalid. Number 13. Number 12, we have a film from, I believe this is a Canadian film. And it's one that I dug because it really had some great, like, shots. The way it was filmed kind of reminded me of Sin City, which I'm a huge comic book fan. And of that film, Sin City, the way it was shot. But it has, like, this gothic atmosphere to it, which I really loved. And that is Hellmouth. And starring Stephen McHattie, really, really well done. And Stephen McHattie really does a really good job in this film. I love like the effects and the graphics of this film. It starts out in black and white and turns into color. Really, really great, like set in this like graveyard and all the like the graphics and the way it was filmed. It's really well done. And it really does have just a fucking awesome like. That's the way it was filmed and the graphics and story really sets it up well for me. I really enjoyed this one, Hellmouth. Number 11, we have another kind of sort of like slasher film, but this one has like a little like art housey, like graphic, like violence type feel to it. It's kind of artsy at times. And if you haven't seen the film Found, this film actually came from that film. They shot some scenes that I believe are in this one, because I haven't seen Found, but it has, this is the film that they actually go see in that film. So they made a full-length film of this, and that is Headless. If you haven't seen this yet, it just has, like, some fucked up shit in it. Not really too fucked up, but it's fucked up at the same time if you think about it, like with this killer, what he does to the victims after he kills them. And after that, he stalks a few other people. It really is well done, and the little skull boy that hangs with him is fucking creepy as fuck. He actually was one of the creepiest things in the film for me. And it also has Dave Parker in it again. And he does a really well job. I actually like his character a lot in this film. And I like whoever played his girlfriend in the film. I forget her name. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but there's a few actors and actresses I notice. I recognize their names from like certain films. Low budget indie films. Yeah, so Headless at number 11. Awesome film. Alright, guys. Are you ready for this? This is the top 10. Very new and revised. Besides the top 5. And note, I actually don't own this film yet. It's on its way, but I've seen it. I VOD'd it to check it out before the end of the year. So, I will talk about that film when it comes in that number of the list. And you'll be seeing that film in my update coming up. So look out for that. And at number 10, we have a very artistic vampire film. Really well done. And that is A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night. This just blew me away the first time I ever watched this film. It's so like mesmerizing and beautiful to look at with its black and white imagery. And it has like this Ennio Morricone like style score to it, which I really dug, and I just like everything about this. It's definitely not for everyone because it's so artsy, but if you like your art house cinema and vampire flicks, A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, awesome flick. Alright. Now, here comes, if you watch my first part of this, where I talk about a film that my views changed on over the time, and on rewatching it, I actually did really enjoy it the second time around. And if you know if you watched my update when I picked up this film, you know what film I'm talking about. And that, of course, is It Follows. I really didn't give this film a chance when I first came out. It might have been because of the overhypedness, but I think it was more because of the mindset I was in while watching the film. Like, half asleep, pissed off, fucking personal life shit. So maybe I didn't give the film a chance to view it the way I did. I do remember some things before I rewatched it. So it was a really engaging experience the second time around for me. And I picked up on things that I missed. And I really enjoyed it. And the soundtrack was my favorite part of it the first time. And it's even better now after you watch it the second time. And it was really fucking. Yeah, this is one of the best films of the year for sure. It's a little up there more for me because I still kind of have a little problems. Just a few niches with it. It's a solid 8.5. I believe I gave it like a 5.5 the first time I watched it. So that's a big step up for me, anyways. So, yeah, it's on the list now. It Follows. Always give films a second chance. I learned that from a few of my fellow friends on here. Alright, now we come to the film that we don't own, so I will tell you what it is. The film that is at the number 8 spot is Girl House, which is an amazing slasher with an awesome setup and killer, I may add. If you haven't seen it yet, it takes place in like this reality like webcam house where all these girls do like porn on webcams, and one of their clients doesn't like what they do. I think they like, I forget, they pull like a prank on him or something, and he decides to he snaps and decides to go on a killing spree. And it's fucking awesome that fucking the killer is played by Slane, the Boston MC, Boston represent. Yeah. And he's fucking badass in this film, and he does a really fucking good job just fucking terrorizing and killing these girls. Yep. Girl House. Best slasher of the year. Alrighty. That's at number 8. At number 7, we have a film. I don't know if you would actually really call this a horror film. I would put it more like in the post-apocalyptic / like exploitation genre. So I'm adding it anyways because it's fucking awesome, and that is Turbo Kid. If you haven't seen this yet, this film has this awesome premise and setting, gore. The girl who plays Apple is absolutely beautiful, I might add. And it has another thing going for it. It has fucking Michael Ironside as the bad guy, doing what he does best, playing fucking bad guys. Fucking awesome film, Turbo Kid. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it. Number 6, we have Deathgasm. Yeah, motherfucker. Fucking shit was fucking awesome. I VOD this for the end of the year. My copy actually came in for this today, which is awesome. So I didn't have like fucking like 2 films not in the top 10. So this is good that it actually came in. Can't wait to fucking watch the Blu-ray of this from fucking Dark Sky. This is the reversible cover art. Fucking film is so fucking funny and fucking gory at the same time. It's just everything I look forward to in like a horror comedy. Blood, gore, over the topness. New Zealand really does it best with their fucking horror comedies. Fucking can't wait for the fucking sequel for this one. Deathgasm at number 6. Number 5, we have a film from Ireland again. And this one really stood out for me because it was different. It was a different type of film for me. And I liked it because of the cast also. And that is Let Us Pray. Really, really interesting story about this character who ends up in this jail overnight, and a lot of fucked up shit starts happening around them with the characters and the cops inside the jail. And Liam Cunningham plays the mysterious stranger, and he does a really well job. If you don't know who Liam Cunningham is, he was in Dog Soldiers. He was the bad guy in Dog Soldiers, actually. And he plays a totally different character in this, though, but he has that look to him, and his performance is really brilliant. And Pollyanna McIntosh really does a well job in this, and I just like how this one went down in the ending and everything. Let Us Pray at number 5. Number 4, we have Bone Tomahawk. Two things that I like: westerns and cannibal films. Put them together, fucking awesome, and add a little sprinkle of Kurt Russell in there, and you got yourself a fucking awesome film. I really enjoy this one. Patrick Wilson, Matthew Fox, Richard Jenkins, Sid Haig all do a great job in this. Really well done, and it has some fucking awesome moments. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk in number 4. Number 3 is another love letter to Lucio Fulci in the list. Yep. And that is We Are Still Here. I fucking fell in love with this film when I believe it's set in New England, where I'm from, in this atmospheric snow setting in this house. And the house is just creepy, and the cast is really good in this. Larry Fessenden, Barbara Crampton, Lisa Marie. It's a very slow burning film, but then the ending is fucking awesome. Some great effects done by Marcus Koch, who is one of my favorite effects artists of this time period. Especially with Indy, he does like these type of films, and he does like films like Death Scorch Service and Die Die Delta Pi, that he works and does effects on those films as well. And it's fucking awesome, and I really enjoyed this one. Loved it. 9.5 out of 10 for that one. Here we go at number 2, Gun Woman. Fucking, you know me and my Asian cinema flicks. I really love Asian cinema, and I was actually shocked when some of this was in English the first time watched, but it didn't bother me because it was like the American speaking. Really fucking well done, like revenge film, and Asami really does a great job in this film. I love everything about this, from the shots to the film and the editing and the fucking crazy batshit ending. And another thing I really love is the fucking score. The score really sets the tone for me. Gunwoman, 10 out of 10. Awesome flick. Number 1. Can you guess what it is? It's another love letter to Italian cinema, and that is The Editor by Astron 6. Fucking film was fucking awesome. I love how they made this not a Canadian feel film and made it like an Italian film. They even had Claudio Simonetti do some of the score. Really well done film by Astron 6. If you haven't seen this yet and you love like Italian like giallos and Italian cinema in general, you'll love this film because it has a lot of references and homages to other films. Like there's even a Beyond reference and a bunch of like giallo references. You'll really love this. The Editor at number 1. I highly recommend this film. It's fucking awesome. Alright guys, that's the list. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought of it. Make sure you watch part 1. And as always, I'll see you next video. Peace out.